Alright, ladies and gents, I think we're just about ready to get things rolling today. Everything looks good for the Friday stream, so let's get started, shall we? Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of my series of Come Hang Out live streams. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Today is Friday, August 5th, and in terms of what stream title we have today, this is episode number 190, the benefit of streaming. Streaming does have many benefits. Several of the benefits involve the streams allowing me to talk closer with you guys, talk closer with the audience, understand each other a little bit more, that type of thing. Streaming is highly beneficial. So the title is not a lie this time, not clickbait. Streaming is beneficial. Before we begin today's stream, you guys, let's go over our streaming schedule really quick. We stream Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time, and as always, I will provide you guys with daily updates. If there's ever a day where I cannot stream for whatever reason, I will let you guys know via my community tab as per usual. In terms of today's stream, you guys, since it is Friday, we have Ninjago Trivia ready to go. There will indeed be a Kahoot today. The Kahoot is going to be starting in a couple of minutes. I just want to give the stream a few moments to settle in, give ourselves some time to just chill out for a little bit, just let ourselves get a little bit more comfortable before we begin with the Kahoot. But yes, Kahoot will be today. Every Friday on these streams we do a Kahoot for Ninjago Trivia, where we do trivia for the hour, and that'll be beginning here in a few moments. In the meantime though, how are you guys doing on this lovely Friday evening? What do you guys got going on? I totally didn't just wake up. I totally didn't just roll out of bed 20 minutes ago, and I'm totally not gonna go back to bed after stream because I need to be up super early for something that I got to do tomorrow. So I don't know, my sleep schedule seems pretty whack today, so I'm kind of out of it, so to speak. My head's not the best, I guess you could say. Everybody's doing good, it seems. Good, great, awesome, good. Hungry? Yeah, I feel that. I'm kind of hungry myself. Maybe I'll get something to eat there before I pass out again. Like I said, I got somewhere I need to be tomorrow morning, and I need to drive quite a bit to get there. So yeah, I need to sleep a little bit later today. I'm basically going to spend the entire day sleeping. How do I wake up so late? My sleep schedule is almost like nocturnal, so to speak. I'm up all night. I sleep during the day. That's the sleep schedule of a full-time YouTube person right there. That's what a lot of people's sleep schedules are. All kinds of messed up there. What state do I live in? I live in Wisconsin. Middle of Wisconsin. I'm originally from Michigan, but I don't live there anymore. I live in Wisconsin currently. What time is it for you? 7 p.m. for you? It is 7:09 p.m. over here. So, what time zone am I in? Central time? Is that what I said in the intro? When we went over the streaming schedule? Yeah, Central time, I think. It's 7:09 p.m. for me. So, you know, I'm in whatever time zone that is. Let's see. Oh yeah, I built some of the new sets. That's what I can talk about really quick. I built a lot of the new crystallized sets yesterday. I built, let's see, the 4 ninja vehicles and the Crystal King's temple. I got the Crystal King himself, and finally Nia's Samurai X mech. I did not bother getting the Golden Dragon. Some of you guys were asking why I didn't buy that set. Too expensive, not really worth it in my opinion, not worth the price point, so yeah, I decided to pass on that one. But next week, I will be doing reviews for all of the crystallized set that I did get, which is pretty much all of them except for the dragons. So next week, I will be starting off my reviews for those sets. I'll probably do a review every day, along with a regular video, so you guys can look forward to that next week. In terms of which one I think is the best, honestly, I don't think it's the Crystal King anymore. The Crystal King was the set that I was most looking forward to getting. That was my most anticipated. But after building all of them, honestly, the Samurai X mech might actually take the cake as being my most favorite Ninjago crystallized set. Might have to go with that one. I'm just looking at the sets over here on the shelf, to be honest. And that mech is a lot more impressive than the Crystal King. The Crystal King is good. I still really like that set. Probably my close second in terms of like how I would rank the crystallized sets. But the Samurai X mech, great mech, great minifigures. Even this little crystallized dragon side build thing isn't too bad. So I think I'm going to go with the Samurai X-Mech being my favorite of the entire wave, to be honest. The ninja vehicles are kind of weird. Honestly, they're kind of disappointing, especially Cole's Dragon Cruiser. Not a huge fan of how that one turned out. It looked really good there for a while, and then it just immediately just ended, and it felt really unfinished. It's almost like when you were getting a haircut, you know, and it starts to look really good, and then you blink, and then it gets messed up, and you're like, what happened? That's how I feel about the Cole's Dragon Cruiser set. Started off looking really good, and then it eventually just didn't. It eventually just did not look good. Otherwise, the rest of the sets are fine. I like the Crystal King's Temple, too. Just wish it was kind of bigger. Seems kind of empty in a couple of spots. Maybe I'll fill it out once I modify the things after my reviews, of course. Let's see. Where is Waffle and Momo? Well, Momo's right here. She's sitting right next to me on the ground looking for attention. Hello, Momo. And Waffle is sleeping on the bed. That's where Waffle is. Waffle's sleeping on the bed. Absolutely love how the new Samurai X-Mech looks. You have joined the Samurai X gang. I will say my one gripe with the Samurai X-Mech, the head looks stupid. I'm definitely going to be modifying the head design after I review the thing. The head looks really dumb. Otherwise, the rest of the body, it's articulation. It has knees, and that's fantastic. Overall, good stuff. Good colors. Great minifigures, like I said. Really solid set. Might be my favorite of the entire wave, not gonna lie. I also like the hand design. I like the way that its hands are built. Good stuff. Otherwise, yeah, the head, not my favorite. Is Momo the black one or the gray one? These are my two cats. I will show you guys quick for those that have not seen my kitties. These are my two cats. Waffle's on the left. Momo is on the right. Momo is the one that's hanging out down by my feet right now. Yes, Momo, I see you. You're looking for attention, aren't you? She's like, Human, please give me attention. Please, Human. Why don't we go ahead and get things rolling with Ninjago Trivia? I think we can get started with that. Seems like it's about time to get Ninjago Trivia rolling, so let's begin. I'm going to take a sip of my water before we get started here. There we go. Perfection. Will I showcase the cats in the 200th stream? Yeah, probably. We're going to be doing a face cam, and usually the cats are kind of hanging out here during the stream, so I'll be able to show you guys the cats in person, live. Well, not in person, but at least live, so to speak. Let's get started with trivia. I think we're about ready to get things rolling there. Let me get my phone out so I can monitor the Kahoot chat. Get whatever you need out for Ninjago Trivia, whatever you guys usually get out for trivia days, and I'm going to go ahead and set this up for you guys here right now. Let's start. I don't need that tab open anymore. We also don't want any music. Thank you very much in advance. Show questions, answers, randomize questions, randomize answers. Sounds good. Let's start. Shall we? Here we go. Okay, so on your screen right now, I will set up the waiting room. Here we go. The code is on the top of the screen, as you can see. Feel free to go to kahoot.it or enter the Kahoot app or whatever, download that, enter in this game pin. You will be entered to participate for today's trivia contest. Obviously, this is an optional thing. You guys don't need to play. If you don't want to, you're welcome to hang out in the chat with me and just watch all the chaos go down if you so desire. Otherwise, if you want to play, 15 questions as usual, ranging in difficulty. It's just something fun that we can do. No prize for the winner, aside from being the winner, I guess you could say. But otherwise, yeah, feel free to join up if you want. We will leave the waiting room open for a couple of minutes, so swing on by. Let me know in the chat what name you are going by for this week's trivia session, and we'll leave this open for a couple of minutes before we begin. So that's the plan for today, folks. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. As I sip the water again. I usually like how fast these rooms fill out. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, what are you guys going under? Zane himself. Tom Holland. Perfect. We usually have a few Tom Hollands here. It's totally the real Tom Holland on multiple accounts. Potato. Cool. Garmadaddy hot. I mean, you're not wrong there. It's kind of hard to deny that. Speaking of Garmadon, the new Garmadon minifigure looks really cool. Part of the reason why I love the Samurai X-Mech so much. The new Garmadon minifigure. I'm not a huge fan of these new helmets. I don't know what the deal is with these helmets. You can't really flip up the Oni mask anymore to reveal their faces. I find that kind of frustrating and annoying, but whatever. Like I said, I do have all the minifigures that I want, except for Golden Oni Lloyd, because I do not have the Golden Dragon set. I was looking on Bricklink though. That minifigure goes for about $30 right now on his own, and that's a pretty good deal in my opinion, especially because I don't really need the rest of the set, so it's either I pay $30 or $150, and I think you guys know which one I am picking. There you go. Dr. Futuristic. Very cool. Do I like the X1 Legacy set? Yeah, it's okay. It's alright. I had that set a while ago. It's in pieces right now in the storage bins, but yes, I did have that set at one point in time, and I liked it. I did a review on it. Feel free to check out that video if you want to hear more of my specific thoughts on that set. Play John Cena. We got Bully Maguire. Who else do we got in here? Ooh, look at that. We got Tom Holland, but backwards. I see that. We got... Who else do we got here? Lloyd X Akita. I can get down with that. That's a pretty good ship, all things considered. T. Holland Fishies making a grand return. Glad to see you back. Samurai X Gang. Yeah, I'm a part of that now. Awesome. After building the sets, I can comfortably say Samurai X Mech is probably the best of the wave. Divergent. Never saw those films. Never read those books. What were there? There was Divergent, Insurgent, right? And then something else that I can't remember because I don't really care too much. Blue Lightning. Cool. Glad to hear it. Let's see. Who's my least favorite ninja? Gotta go with Kai. Nothing against Kai personally. He just so happens to be at the bottom of the food chain for me. Ooh, Dareth Puffs. There's a throwback. You guys remember Dareth Puffs? That's a really old meme here on the channel. Wow, that's like from a long ways away. One of my earliest photos on my telephone that I have in my photo gallery is actually a Dareth minifigure with a bowl of Reese's Puffs. Fun fact. One of the earliest pictures I've ever taken on my phone is Dareth with Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. Favorite core set? Let's go with the Ninja Dojo Temple. That's probably the best one of Ninjago core. And why don't we leave the room open for one more full minute before we begin trivia today. One more minute. If you guys haven't joined up just yet, feel free to do so. Otherwise, Kahoot does allow you to join up mid-game, so if you can't join up right away, you can always join in later on in the game. Probably won't get that many points, but, you know, that is an option that you guys have. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, a little bit more time left. So if you haven't joined yet, join up before we begin. What about Lloyd's Dragon? That's a close second. I think I've decided that the Dojo Temple is probably my favorite, and the Legendary Dragon is probably a very close second. I don't know, I was kind of considering taking apart the Legendary Dragon, but not the Dojo Temples, so if that says anything about which one I like more, I'm not sure what does. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, yeah, I think the Dojo Temple is probably the best one. Legendary Dragon, though, close second. That's definitely one of Ninjago's better dragons. Definitely a lot better than the Golden Dragon, to be honest. The Golden Ultra Dragon, specifically. Favorite set from Season 5. What is my favorite possession set? I think the Master Wu Dragon was pretty cool. I liked how that one's head was built. Good stuff. Alright guys, why don't we go ahead and get things rolling here. We have almost 200 people in the lobby waiting, so let's get things started with today's trivia. Let's begin. Kahoot at Home. August 5th. Get ready for this, folks. You guys ready for this? In 3, 2, 1. Question 1 of 15. True or false? The Digiverse is one of the 16 realms. Starting off with a true or false question here. Usually we don't have a lot of these on the contests and whatnot. But in this quiz, I decided to put one, and it's this one. True or false, the Digiverse is one of the 16 realms. Is it true? Is it false? Which one is it? And like I said, we have 15 questions here. Each question has about 90 seconds attached to it, so I feel like that's more than enough time for you guys to answer. And it'll obviously go into the next question if everybody answers. So if everybody puts in an answer, we will automatically move on to the next question. Got new shelves today because I need much more space for Transformers and Lego. Yeah, totally. I mean, I have very limited shelf space right now myself. I could totally move some stuff around, though, if I really wanted to. And, you know, make more room, but I don't really feel like doing that right now, to be honest. I'm happy with how the crystallized sets look on the shelf, though. I was just putting them there for brief storage until I review them next week. But honestly, they look pretty good on the shelf right now, so not too shabby. Not too shabby there. Favorite season? Definitely Season 4, Tournament. That is by far my favorite season of all time. Easily one of the best in my humble opinion. Got your first Ninjago set? Nice. Glad to hear. Do I have any Lego Marvel sets? What do I have for Lego Marvel? I've got a few things. I have the buildable Iron Man figure. I have the Venom head, like the buildable head that you can build for Venom. I have that one. In terms of this question, true or false, it is false. The Digiverse is not one of the 16 realms. That's been confirmed many, many times across multiple Ninjago showrunners and books and whatnot. The Digiverse is not one of the 16 realms. In terms of our top 5, we have Zane himself in first place, followed by Vanya's chair. Then we have Red Nurax? Then we have Ninja Style Bra, and then Jay Walker in 5th place there. Solid top 5. I especially am fond of the Ninja Style Bra name. It's pretty spectacular there. And all you guys tied with 996 points. How about that? Let's move on to question number 2, shall we? What is the name of this 2017 Ninjago set? Always need some set questions on the quizzes. And what's the name of this set right here? Is it Garmadon Shark Invasion, Garmadon's Shark Mech, Garmadon Attacks, or Garmadon? Progressively getting more capitalized as the name descends there. Hello, Momo. I see you. Yeah, tapping on my shoulder. I see you there. How you doing? Who's da baba? Yeah, we usually have a couple of set questions on each quiz. It's just kind of standard at this point, I guess. Let's see. Attack of the Garmadaddy. That would have been a much better name for this set, as opposed to what it actually is. Do I like DC? Yeah, I like DC. I'm not really a huge fan of some of the current movies, except for, like, the Batman. I also loved the Suicide Squad. Otherwise, DC movies are kind of hit or miss, but I do really enjoy the characters. Like, Batman's one of my favorite superheroes, so can't go wrong with a good Batman every now and then. I'm not really biased against DC. What's the code? The code you can find in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. If you can't see the code is 790374. Feel free to join up if you guys want to join up mid-game, because you totally can. Do I ship Lloyd X Therapy? Obviously, that's like the only good ship that Lloyd has out there, right? He needs it. He needs therapy badly. And therapy needs him too. It's a mutual relationship there. In terms of what the name of this set is, it is Garmadon. Very, very weird name for this set. If I had my way, it would be called Garmadon's Shark Mech. But instead it's Garmadon. Kind of a shocker, kind of a strange name, but whatever works, I suppose. I don't design the sets. In terms of our current top 5, we got Degenerosity in first place, followed by Lime Ninja, Crystallized Part 2. Then we have Digiguy, Sonic's Revenge, and that fills out the top 5. And Midna is the highest climber, up 125 places. Interesting. Yeah, fun fact, name of that set makes no sense. I don't like it very much. Never got that set, never bothered with it personally, but yeah, that's its name. Let's move on to question number 3 of 15 here. In the Lego Ninjago movie, which ninja has the least amount of speaking lines? Out of the entire ninja team, which ninja has the least amount of speaking lines in the movie specifically? Is it Lloyd, Nia, Cole, or Kai? Which ninja has the least amount of speaking lines? Obviously, the Ninjago movie tended to only focus on one specific ninja. The rest were kind of just shuffled into the background. Yeah, it's obviously Lloyd. He's not the main character of the whole movie or anything. It's totally not the Lloyd show. But yeah, which ninja has the least amount of speaking lines? Fred Armisen should have had more screen time. I agree. A lot of those voice actors that they hired for the rest of the Ninja are pretty cool people with some really good talent beneath their names. You know what I'm saying? So I think they definitely should have had more screen time. In general, I think that's one of the biggest criticisms that I can personally give the Ninjago movie, is that they only focused on Lloyd, didn't really care about the rest of the ninja all that much, even though they totally should have. I mean, Ninjago, the show, focuses on everybody pretty evenly, but in terms of the movie, not so much. It was very clear who the favorite was. It's definitely not Lloyd. Let's see. Hated the Ninjago movie. I liked it. I like the movie. It's actually one of my comfort movies, to be honest. I like the movie. I can separate it from the show. It doesn't bother me too much that it doesn't take place within the show's continuity. I think the movie's fine. You know, it's a fun movie. for Ninjago fans. Correct answer is Cole. Yes, indeed. Cole has the least amount of lines in the movie. I think I read somewhere that he had a total of 6 speaking lines throughout the entire film. And if the movie's an hour and a half long, that means he spoke, what, every like 20 so minutes, every 15 minutes? Not great. Not great at all. Obviously, it wasn't Lloyd. He's like the main character. Nia and Kai had pretty even screen time from what I can figure out, but Cole only had about 6 lines throughout the entire film. In terms of our top 5, we have Crystallized Part 2, Ninja Style Bruh, Stealth 27. Maya is Mill? Yeah, let's go with that. I totally don't know what they're trying to say here. With that being said, you are correct. Then we have Lord Daddy G in 5th place, and A Happy Weirdo is up 72 places. Good to hear. All right, let's move on to question number 4. Here we go. Which of the following characters has never been imprisoned at Cryptarium? Ooh. Which of the following characters has never been imprisoned at Cryptarium? Is it Whiplash, the Giant Stone Warrior, Jay, or the Overlord? Which of the following characters has never been imprisoned at Cryptarium? Take a vote. Take a guess. If you guys don't know. Some of these are going to be easy. Some of them are going to be a little bit more difficult. Again, I try to range the questions there. Some of them are easy. Some of them are not. Creation or destruction? Let's go with destruction. Destruction looks a lot cooler. Garmadon obviously has that element, so it's kind of hard for me to go against Garmadon's side. I like Garmadon quite a bit, so let's go with destruction. There we go. I was degenerosity and fell off. Hey, no worries. We still have a long ways to go left in the quiz, so maybe you can bounce back. That's the beauty of Kahoots. You can fluctuate your placements pretty easily, especially because we have 15 questions here. Who's Whiplash? Whiplash is one of the skeleton generals. He is the Skulkin General of Ice. So, he's one of the Skulkin boys. And we've seen lots of Skulkin boys in prison. So there's your hint there. Whiplash, yeah, he was most definitely imprisoned in Cryptarium at some point in time there. So, a little bit of a hint there. What sea creature is Benthamar? Benthamar, I couldn't tell you. Is he some type of merman? Some type of Atlantean? Could not tell you. Correct answer, yep, the Overlord was never imprisoned. Whiplash was, the Giant Stone Warrior was, and Jay, he's been in there a couple of times. The ninja have been imprisoned. Top 5 did not change, except we got JFan27 creeping up there in the top 5. That round was a combo breaker. Interesting. I thought that was one of the more simple ones. Curious. All right, let's move on to question number 5, folks. Which season was the first to not feature the weekend whip in the intro? And then you'll have a nice image of the fold here in Lego form. Which season was the first to not feature the weekend whip in the intro? Was it March of the Oni, Sons of Garmadon, Skybound, or Hunted? Take a vote. Favorite Nickelodeon cartoon? Growing up, I was a big fan of SpongeBob, so I guess we gotta go with that one. I used to watch that all the time. To be honest, Cryptarium Prison probably couldn't hold the Overlord. Yeah, true. Very true. Probably could not even hold the Overlord's power. He would easily break out. He's not like your normal bad guy, you know? He's more mystical, a little bit more magical than some other Ninjago villains that we've seen. Rest in peace previously on Ninjago. Yeah, I know. That was such an iconic moment in the intro. They kind of scrapped it. Same time they scrapped the weekend whip being part of the intro as well. And I remember when this happened, a lot of people were pretty mad at this specific season for getting rid of a lot of classic things in the intro. But honestly, with that being said, this season's intro wasn't all that bad. I liked it to an extent. It just wasn't as exciting, you know, as some previous intros. Didn't really get you as hyped up as some other intros did. Or maybe that's just me. Just my opinion, just my experience, I guess you could say. Regular show or Adventure Time? Gotta go with regular show. I always kind of preferred that over Adventure Time growing up. They're both good. I used to watch a lot of Adventure Time as well, but regular show, I used to watch that one even more. In terms of this question, yes, Sons of Garmadon was the first to not feature the weekend whip in the intro in any way, shape, or form. Instead, we had some type of somber introduction to Ninjago City. The weekend whip was not playing. In terms of the top 5, we have now Crystallized Part 2 in first place, followed by Stealth 27. Then we have JFan 27. Then we have The Bentho, and Lime Ninja is in 5th place. And Amber Heard Sucks, I imagine that says, has an answer streak of 5 correct answers in a row. I mean, yeah, she does kind of suck. Let's be real. She's not a good person. But yeah, that's our top 5. Let's move on to question number 6 before we start politically debating things. Question 6 here. What is the name of this Ninjago episode? And then you'll see an image of a Ninjago episode on your screen. What is the name of this Ninjago episode? Is it Unsinkable, The Wrath of Kalmar, Uncharted, or The Call of Home? What is the name of this Ninjago episode? We have here, we got Cole, Pixel, Wu, and Zane kind of chilling on a dock, it seems. What episode is that? Take a guess if you don't know. Do I think the Overlord is a god or not really? I'd say he's pretty comparable to the first Spinjitzu Master. And if you consider the first Spinjitzu Master to be like a godlike figure, then yeah, maybe the Overlord is kind of like an evil god, so to speak. They're both like mystical characters across all of Ninjago. Not sure if you would call them gods or what the correct term is there, but maybe. I think that would make sense if you were to refer the Overlord or refer to the Overlord as a god. That makes sense. What's my favorite set in the Crystallized Wave? Gotta go with the Samurai X Mech. Probably my favorite one. The Crystal King is a close second. The Crystal King, I just have some issues with it. His hands look stupid. I don't know why they did this with his hands. I'll talk more about this in my review. But the hands are built very strangely. Like his thumb is like misplaced. Almost looks like he broke his thumb. And it could have been a little bit bigger, you know? I think this guy could have been a little bit bigger. Honestly, that's kind of a common complaint that I have with a lot of the crystallized sets. Could have been bigger. In terms of which episode this is right here, it is Unsinkable. Yes, indeed. That's the moment where Pixel is basically showing off the Hydra bounty, saying to the ninja, look at this thing. Now we can travel underwater. Isn't that fantastic? Yes, indeed, Pixel. Yes, indeed, it is. In top 5, we have the Bentho in first, followed by JFan27. Then we have Stealth27, Viking07, and Lord Daddy G. Lots of 7s in the top 5. We got JFan27, Stealth27, and Viking07. Lots of 7s. And look at that, 28 players hit an answer streak of 3. Glad to see it. Let's move on to the next question, shall we? Question number 7. Here we go. What is the 7th episode of Possession? Speaking of 7s, we're moving on to question number 7. And what is the 7th episode of Possession? Is it Ghost Story, The Crooked Path, Curse World Part 2, or Kingdom Come? What is the 7th episode of Possession, as I like to call it? Because I'm Italian. Bibbidi bobbidi boobidi. I can make those jokes because I'm Italian. Don't get offended. Twitter, I see you. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom. What is your favorite crystallized minifigure? Ooh, good question. The Crystal King is kind of cool. I'm not sure if I enjoy his helmet design though. Like his face looks kind of weird. Kind of looks like he's got Play-Doh face. Otherwise, what other minifigures do we have over here? The Golden Dragon Ninja are pretty cool. I like those guys quite a bit actually. Otherwise, maybe. Honestly, the new Samurai X is pretty cool looking. I don't know why, but I think the new Samurai X is really cool. I think Oni Garmadon is really awesome as well. I just feel like he could have been a little bit more, full if they gave him forearms, like we can see in the trailers for Crystallized. Once he enters his Oni form, he gets 4 arms. Maybe they could have done that with his minifigure. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of good figures this go round. I'd say minifigures are one of Crystallized strengths in terms of the sets. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff all around. But yeah, in terms of what the 7th episode of Possession is, we are almost out of time there for that question. What is the answer? Kahoot, please tell us. The answer is The Crooked Path. Yes, indeed. 7th episode is The Crooked Path. Ghost Story is, what, 2nd? Curse World is the last one. Kingdom Come is maybe the 6th one? Yes? 6th one, I'm thinking? Crooked Path is the correct answer there. How are we doing in terms of the top 5? A little bit of a shake-up there. The Bentho, JFan27, Lord Daddy G, Stealth27, and Clutch Powers himself is in the top 5. Fantastic. Congratulations, Clutch Powers. And that was a tough round. Understandable. Yeah, some of these questions are going to be a little bit more difficult than others, but it's okay. You can always bounce on back. That's the beauty of Kahoot. Let's move on to question number 8. Here we go. Question 8. Who taught Esphira Spinjitzu? Here we go. Kind of a simple, straightforward one. Who taught Esphira Spinjitzu? This lovely snake lady. Who taught her Spinjitzu? Was it Kai, Garmadon, Wu, or the first Spinjitzu master? Who taught Esphira Spinjitzu and then regretted it several years later? Honestly, this dude makes a lot of pretty stupid mistakes and then makes other people suffer the consequences. Speaking of Esphira, her new figure is actually a part of the crystallized wave as well. See if I can find it quick. Here she is. I like her design. I like the gray and pink look for Esphira. She looks good. Still not a huge fan of how she uses the ghost tail instead of like an actual snake tail. Would have much more preferred a snake tail for Esphira, but at least the ghost tail, it's not too bad. Fits with her colors. She looks pretty good. I will say another good thing about the crystallized sets that I really like. Each set basically comes with a full set of golden weapons. And you get multiples of them too. You know how many extra Scythe of Quakes I have lying around now? That's awesome. How many shurikens I have now? It's amazing. So if you're getting one of the crystallized sets, you do get the entire golden weapon catalog. Except for the Crystal King set, you don't get them in that set, obviously, because there's no golden weapons in there. But you know, it is what it is. I like this new wave. Lots of fun. As I take a sip of my water. In terms of who taught Esphira Spinjitzu, the correct answer is, Master Wu. One of his infinitely dumb decisions. Thank you, Wu. Thank you for ruining the lives of everybody that you care about. Top 5 did not change. Surprise, surprise. I don't think we had any doubt that it was Master Wu. He made a lot of dumb decisions in his day, but, you know, maybe he's trying to make up for them. Couldn't tell you, though. Doesn't really seem like he is, to be honest. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 9 here. How many pieces does the Crystal King set have? Speaking of the Crystal King set, how many pieces does this lad have? Is it 701, 825, 722, or 699? How many pieces does the Crystal King set have overall? And just take a guess if you guys don't know, obviously. If you don't know, just take a guess. Want to teach the mechanic Spinjitzu? I mean, he could learn it if he wants. You don't need to be an elemental master to learn Spinjitzu. That's pretty much a martial art that anybody can learn. And we've seen Doubloon use it before, so yeah, I mean, the mechanic learning Spinjitzu, I can see it. I do like the new mechanic minifigure as well. I like his hat. I like his face. He has that weird electric shocker thing back again. Good stuff. I like it. Frantically starched up the box. Or search up the box. There you go. Yeah, feel free to use Google to your advantage if you guys really want to. Obviously, this is like an open book type of thing. You guys can totally use whatever resources you want. All's good. Everything is good. Golden Ultra Dragon is expensive. Yep, and that is why I will not buy it. Way too expensive for the pieces that you get. Not a good value, all things considered. What's my favorite Golden Dragon minifigure? Ooh, which one is my favorite of the Golden Dragons? Let's see. I like Cole's because he's got the gold and orange combo. And obviously, maybe I'm a little bit biased. But Zane's right here. Zane's looks pretty good. The gold with the light blue? Not too bad, honestly. Good stuff all around. The dragon minifigures are awesome. In terms of how many pieces the Crystal King set has, yes, 722 pieces. Costs $80 for 722 pieces. Not the best deal ever. It was a lot better before LEGO bumped up their prices. But yes, 722 pieces in the Crystal King set. Top 5, shooken up a little bit there. We got Lord Daddy G in first, followed by Clutch Powers, J-Fan, Stealth, and Papa Garmadon. Is now in the top 5. Glad to have you there, Papa Garmadon. And look at that, 8 players just hit an answer streak of 6. Glad to see it. All right, let's move on to the next question here. Question number 10. Moving on to question 10 right here. What is the name of this 2015 Ninjago set? This is probably going to be the last set-related question on the quiz, so if you guys hate set questions, this is the last one. Last set question. What is the name of this 2015 Ninjago set? Is it Jay's Lightning ATV, the Thunder Raider, Desert Lightning, or Jaywalker 1? What is the name of this set right here? In the show, Jay kind of used this to vacuum up the ghosts, and he kind of kept them in the back or whatever. I thought that was interesting. The set itself, I was never really a huge fan of. Just kind of seemed a little bit too unfocused, in my opinion. Never got this set because I didn't really care for the look of the thing. Never ended up getting it. But if you guys had this set, feel free to let me know in the chat how it was. I personally just never got it. Part 2 is out. Yeah, totally. and I'm the Pope. Yeah, part 2 is probably not going to be coming out anytime soon. If it is out, well, you know, that's fantastic, but it's probably not. Let's be real. Dare you to skip this question? No, that's okay. I don't think we're going to skip the question. We will let the questions go as planned. I put a lot of work into this thing, so there you go. We will not skip the questions. Do I think that Nelson could learn Spinjitzu? I think he totally could. Like, why not, right? Anybody can learn Spinjitzu. Nelson is kind of like an honorary ninja, and he's going to have a huge role to play in Crystallize, so sure, give the kids Spinjitzu. Sounds good to me. Who you going to call? Jay. Yeah, because he's a Ghostbuster. That's how we do things here. This set is known as the Jaywalker 1. For some reason, even though it doesn't walk, his last name is Walker, but the actual thing doesn't walk. It's not a mech, it's a car. Better name should have been J Roller 1. Otherwise, Jay's Lightning ATV. Unfortunately not. The Thunder Raider is a different vehicle. Desert Lightning is also a different vehicle. But Jaywalker 1, yep, that is the official name of this vehicle. Makes 0 sense, and I agree, it probably should have a different name. Top 5 shaking things up a little bit there. We got J Fan in first, followed by Stealth, Papa Garmadon, Overlord, and Garma Balls. Congrats to the top 5 right there. And look at that. Tommy Andreasen is the highest climber. Or no, sorry, that's Tommy Anderson. Excuse me. Tommy Anderson is the highest climber. Let's move on to question number 11. Here we go. Question 11. Who voices Captain Soto? Our favorite pirate captain. Who voices him? Is it Vincent Tong, Alan Marriott, Michael Dobson, or Mark Wahlberg, reprising his role from The Happening? I don't know. Who voices Captain Soto? Take a guess if you don't know. Garma Balls is back. The return of the king, of course. Honestly think Crystallize will come out in August. I think there's always a chance that it might come out earlier than October. But at the latest, like I said, October being the latest doesn't seem all that bad to me. There is a chance that it might come out earlier, but I can honestly wait until October. October sounds good to me, if they do decide to wait until October. Did a picture of him and Dareth for his VA's birthday. Nice. Glad to hear it. Good stuff. I love seeing Ninjago fan art. It's always super cool to see what people cook up in their imaginations. Pajama peoples. Yeah, Captain Soto doesn't know what a ninja is. He's like, why are these people wearing pajamas? What's going on here? Where are the tripods at? You know the common Captain Soto catchphrases. Your neighbor's name is Jay Walker. Told him to be Jay for Halloween. I mean, he's already got the name, so might as well dress him up as the Lightning Ninja. Might as well have him fulfill his destiny all the way. What happened to dragons? Which dragons are you talking about? Because the Ultra Dragon got turned into a chair, was killed and turned into a chair. Otherwise, the other dragons are just kind of not there anymore. Who's to say? Alan Marriott is the correct answer there. Yes, indeed. He is the voice of Captain Soto. Yep, pretty talented voice actor, I'd say. Pretty solid voice for Captain Soto as well. Ooh, look at that. Look at the top 5 now. We got J Fan in first, Stealth 27, Overlord, Papa Garmadon, and Garma Balls. There you go. Beautiful. J Fan 27 also has the highest answer streak of 11. Congrats to you, kind sir or madam. Let's move on to question number 12. Here we go. Question 12. Which of these Ninjago stories is canon? Ooh, here we go. Here's an interesting one. Which of these Ninjago stories is canon? Is it all of them? Is it Pythor's Revenge, Realm of Shadows, or the Dark Island Trilogy? Pythor's Revenge was a children's book taking place allegedly after Hands of Time. Realm of Shadows, or maybe even before Hands of Time. It was either before or after. Can't remember. Realm of Shadows is a play that was put on at Legoland for some reason, and the Dark Island Trilogy is a series of comic books allegedly taking place after Skybound, before Day of the Departed. And there's your hint. All of these do have places in the timeline, but, you know, not everything that has a place in the timeline is canon. But just take a guess if you don't know, obviously. And of course, canon means, you know, part of the actual story. Counts as an actual part of the story, if that makes sense. It's always kind of hard to describe what canon means. Favorite crystallized figure? Like I said earlier, I think they're all pretty good. I do like the new Samurai X. I do like the Oni Garmadon. Honestly, there's not a bad crystallized minifigure. I'm pretty happy with how all of these turned out. Some of the villain designs could have been a little bit more unique, dare I say. They all kind of use the same torso, but that's fine. They're all part of the same group. They got to be in uniform, you know? It makes sense to me. Otherwise, yeah, I think all of them are pretty cool. I do like the Golden Dragon minifigures as well. Yeah, all of the answers. Yeah, good job. All of the answers are correct there. Like I said, Pythor's Revenge takes place maybe after Day of the Departed, before Hands of Time. It's either one or the other. Then we have Realm of Shadows. That is a canon stage play that was put on for some reason. That is canon, part of the actual timeline. Dark Island Trilogy. Yep, that's probably the most obvious one of the entire list there. But all of the answers is the correct answer, so there you go. In case you guys don't know, these 3 stories are canon. Feel free to check them out if you want to hear more of the Ninjago storyline. But yes, all of these are canon. And in the top 5 now, Tanner is Hot has joined. I disagree, but I appreciate the kind words there. And Lloyd's Sus is back with an answer streak of 3. Lovely. Glad to see it. Let's move on to question number 13 right here. The Teapot of Tyron appears in which season? Ooh, the Teapot of Tyron appears in which season? Is it Prime Empire? All of the answers. Skybound or Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu? Take a guess if you don't know. Of course, Nautocon's teapot being the Teapot of Tyron. In what season did this thing appear? Takes a votes. Actually prefer Hands of Time over March of the Oni? Yeah, understandable. I kind of prefer the opposite, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Is Bricklink legit? Yeah, Bricklink is pretty trustworthy. It kind of depends on the seller, though, to be fair as well. Usually you want to only buy from sellers that have pretty high ratings. That's how you know you're not getting scammed or whatever. Bricklink, sometimes they have the human error thing in there, you know. Sometimes you get sent the wrong part. Sometimes you're missing a piece. Just reach out to the seller. They'll make things right at the end of the day. So, you know. Otherwise, yeah, Bricklink is pretty legit. Have never had any issues with Bricklink. I'd recommend using it. It's kind of like eBay, but for Lego specifically. So, yeah, check it out. It's a lot more legit than eBay, in my opinion. Give a shout out to Lily. There you go, Lily. Shout out to you, I guess. I don't know. Am I interested about the Crystal Whip when it fully releases? Yeah, I mean, it's sure to be an entertaining whip. I'm excited to hear it. Yeah, sure. Crystal Whip. Sounds good. Let's see. In terms of which season the Teapot of Tyron appears in, correct answer is all of the answers. Yeah, all of them. It appears in Prime Empire, Skybound, obviously enough, Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, and it's been showing up in the background quite a bit these past couple of seasons. A lot of folks think that might showcase Nautocon's potential return. Maybe he could come back at some point, but all of the answers is the correct answer there. The Teapot appears in all of these seasons in some way, shape, or form. Skybound, though, is the only season where it had like a main role, obviously, because that was not a con season. But let's move on. Let's take a look at the top 5. How we doing? A little bit of a drop off there in terms of the top 5. We got Tom Holland, but spelt backwards, joining the top 5. Look at that. And 15 players reached an answer streak of 3. Glad to see it. Let's move on to the next question, shall we? Question 14. Just cruising right along here. Question 14. What is the name of this Ninjago episode? Here you go. What's the name of this Ninjago episode? Is it A Mare Problem, Questing for Quests, Wasted True Potential, or The Shape of Nia? What is the name of this Ninjago episode? And, of course, take a guess if you do not know. How is it shown in Season 11? Oh, you mean the teapot? It was in the belly of the beast. It was in the belly of the creature that ate Zane. You can see it in there, I believe. Along with other relics like the Blade Cup. Blade Cup is chilling in there as well. So that's interesting. That belly holds a lot of secrets, man. I'm telling you. It's in the belly of the beast. Let's see. How was Pixel able to use the Scroll of Forbidden Spinjitzu, but Kai wasn't able to use it? That's a good question. It is a good question. You would think that it would latch onto Kai's life force or something. Maybe it was attaching itself to Pixel's, like, power, though. Like, not elemental power, but Pixel's power in general. Whatever powers her. Maybe that's what it was latching onto. Who's really to say? Clutch Powers used it also. Yeah, Clutch Powers has been dragging that thing along in the background for quite a few seasons now. Not really sure what that means. Clutch Powers has it for some reason. Maybe that means that Clutch Powers has been Nauticon in disguise this whole time. Wouldn't that be a plot twist? That would explain how Clutch Powers came to turn into existence in the Ninjago universe. It was Nauticon the whole time. I don't know. I think that'd be interesting. That'd certainly be one of Ninjago's biggest plot twists. In terms of which episode this episode is The Shape of Nia. Yes, indeed, it's the moment when they go down into the sewer, the abandoned subway tunnels, and they find the Vengestone guy down there, trying to give Vengestone to the peoples. We got Overlord, then we have Garmaballs, Tanner Sot, Tom Holland, and Tom Holland 2.3. That's interesting. And nice, Harumi is cute is back with an answer streak of 3. Harumi is cute. I'm not going to disagree with that. I think she's cute in terms of personality, you know? She has a very vicious personality. She's like a really angry dog, like a really angry chihuahua. It's like, oh, aren't you adorable? You want to destroy the whole world and kill the green ninja? How cute. Let's move on to question number 15. Last question here, folks. Who was the first person to play Prime Empire? Last question. Pretty straightforward one. Who was the first person to play Prime Empire? Aside from, obviously, Milton Dyer, but, you know, that should go without saying. Who was the first person to play Prime Empire? Was it Scott, Racer7, Okino, or Jay? Take a vote. Why did Ninjago have to ruin Clutch Powers? I don't know, man. I mean, Clutch Powers was good in his own movie, you know? I liked the Clutch Powers movie when it came out back in the day. Back long before time had a name. Clutch Powers in Ninjago, though, yeah, never really sat well with me. Not sure why. Kind of just seemed like Dareth 2.0. Harumi needs to go to a mental hospital. I mean, to be fair, a lot of villains do. A lot of villains do. That's why I'm not really sure, like, why Harumi gets a lot of hate for being a bad guy. You know how many other bad guys across all of Ninjago have done terrible things? But it seems like Harumi is the only one that gets any hate for it. I hate this character because she's a villain. Good. You're supposed to. That's what being a villain is. Don't understand this. I don't understand the Ninjago community sometimes. Do I ship Jay and Edna? No, I don't actually. That's A-okay. It's fine with me, Chief. I don't ship that. No, thank you. No, I tank you. Dad left me because I said it like the Fire chapter. Mine too. But I didn't say I liked the Fire chapter. I said I liked to March of the Oni. In terms of who was the first person to play Prime Empire, it is Scott. Yes, indeed. Scott was the first test subject to play the game, got stuck in there for like 30 years or something, decided to be one with the game. Otherwise, yeah, Racer7, Aquino, both NPCs, and Jay, he was the first ninja to play it, but not the first person overall. That honor goes to Scott. Our good friend Scott over there. And yeah, guys, that was question 15. So let's find out who placed on the podium this go round, shall we? In third place, we had Tanner's Hot. Thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate that. In second place, we had Garmaballs. There we go. And in first place, we had, who came in first? Overlord. Congratulations to you. In fourth and fifth, we had Tom Holland and JFan27. So big congrats to our top 3. Those of you guys that placed on the podium, big shout out to you guys specifically. Let's move on to taking a look at the more difficult questions. We had 4 this time. The 2 set questions, the teapot, and then this episode in particular. Yeah, I kind of figured these 2 might be a little bit more difficult. The set questions are usually kind of challenging, so I understand how things occur here. Hopefully you guys had fun nonetheless, though, and once again, big shout out to our top 3 competitors. So guys, with that being said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for the Kahoot today. We still have a few more minutes left on the stream, though, so if you guys want to hang out for a little bit longer, you totally can. We still have a few more minutes to fill. Otherwise, let me know what placement you ended up what am I trying to say? Let me know what place you ended up in the chat. Feel free to let me know what place you ended in. And I'm going to go ahead and change the thumbnail quick because we're no longer doing Kahoot. There you go. And we will be doing Kahoot again next week, so, you know, hopefully you guys are looking forward to all that. Obviously, every Friday we do Ninjago trivia. Let's see what place you guys ended off in there. 78th, 43rd, 65th, 58th, 90th. Ooh, 21st. Got first, I didn't. Understandable. Had to do the dishes, so I was in 256th. Not too bad there. Thank you very much for participating. 32nd, highest was 20th. Cool. That's not too bad there. Was in 3rd, then got 100th. Yeah, it's understandable. Sometimes that happens with Kahoot as well. But I hope you guys had fun regardless, no matter what place you ended off in. And with that being said, like I said, we do have a couple of minutes left in the stream. So, yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Should we talk about anything in particular? I will say I'm going to give an update to the video that I put out earlier today. Probably going to be making a video about this tomorrow. I made a video earlier today talking about a message that somebody got over on Twitter from Lego stating that Lego was going to be releasing part 2 episodes in August. Like I said in that video, it seemed really sketchy, didn't seem legit, and sure enough, it was not legit actually. The original poster came out and said, hey, I did this for attention, all that kind of jazz, you know, the usual Twitter roach. So, you know, big shout out to you. You know who you are. But yeah, obviously in terms of that information being false, like I said, it was more likely false than not, and it was indeed false. So I will definitely be making a video about that tomorrow, talking about that even further. Thank you, Moon the Soul, for subscribing. And yeah, just figured I'd let you guys know, just in case you were curious. Obviously, there was a lot going on in that message that was sketchy. A lot of spelling and grammatical errors. That was a pretty big red flag there. So, you know, you guys know how it goes there. Hopefully you guys still are looking forward to Crystallized Part 2, though. Looking forward to that as well. Am I the only one that finds it weird that a multi-million-dollar company posts their most popular show on YouTube? Just found it funny and weird. Yeah, I mean, Ninjago is definitely one of the most popular things that Lego puts out there. You look at Ninjago episode views compared to literally any other video on their YouTube channel, it's very clear what the people want. So I'm surprised that Lego doesn't just, you know, embrace that. Thank you, many question marks and 2 cups of tea, for subscribing. Not sure what that name was there. Yeah, you would think that Lego would promote Ninjago more, right? But apparently not. Maybe they're just in denial. I have no idea. Do we have a favorite Monkey Kid set? Honestly, I really don't. I don't really have any Monkey Kid sets, to be honest. They're all kind of expensive. To me personally, don't really feel the need to buy them. But I do really enjoy the mech that came out in the first wave, like the monkey mech or whatever it was called. Again, I'm not really familiar with names or whatever, but I do like that big mech. That looked pretty sweet. That's probably my favorite out of all of them. Why would Lego cheap out with Oni Garmadon? Yeah, they could have easily just included like another piece. Just one more piece to give him the 4 arms. That would have worked out quite a bit for Oni Garmadon. I might modify this minifigure, give it the 4 arms that Garmadon has in the show. Maybe give him the wings as well. That'd be nice. Otherwise, yeah, Oni Garmadon is a fine figure. I just wish it had more to it. You know, seems a little bit too simplistic, dare I say. Thoughts on She-Hulk delay to Thursday? I didn't even know that it was delayed. If that's true, I don't really care too much, to be honest. She-Hulk, wasn't really looking forward to watching that show. If it got delayed, oh well. Can't really complain about that too much. Don't really find myself caring all that much. What's one thing about Legends of Chima that you liked? Chima, I liked how creative some of the builds were. Like, the sets are pretty cool. Like, you have an ATV, but it's a lion. You have a boat, but it's a crocodile. I liked how creative the sets were. I think some were a little bit more creative than others, but for the most part, Chima's sets were pretty creative, so yes. Why don't we go ahead and switch things over to rapid-fire questions, shall we? We only have a few more minutes left in the stream, so let's do some rapid-fire questions before we end things off today. What was your favorite Disney Plus series? Mine was Moon Knight. Yeah, Moon Knight was probably my favorite, too. I also liked Moon Knight a lot. All of the Marvel Disney Plus series, though, they all have problems, but Moon Knight, I thought, had the least amount of problems. Do Prime Empire pictures? Sure, we could do Prime Empire. Sounds good. Do I think Ninjago 2023 could have Evil Kai, the Lord of Fire? I don't know. I feel like if they were going to do Evil Kai, they probably should have done it a little bit sooner. Maybe they should have done that last season or this season. I don't know. Seems like maybe next year they're going to be going in a different direction altogether. I'm not really sure if Evil Kai will have a place in that new story, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oni Lloyd is so detailed. What do I think? Yeah, it is a pretty detailed minifigure. I don't have that one just yet, though, because like I said, I do not have the Golden Dragon set. But I will be getting that at some point. Not the set, but the minifigure. At some point here down the line. Going to be buying it on eBay or Bricklink or something. Favorite Ninjago song besides The Whip? After the Blackout is pretty sweet. Honestly, rebooted soundtrack, a lot of fun. You had After the Blackout, Eye of the Storm. Both really solid songs related to Ninjago. If you guys haven't heard After the Blackout, look it up. It's a pretty awesome song. Let's see here. Is it just me or does anyone else chew on Lego katanas? I used to back when I was younger. Not so much these days. I've kind of, grown out of that. But the katanas, yeah, they do make for pretty tasty treats every now and then. If you don't swallow them. Don't swallow them, obviously. But, yes, I used to chew on some Lego pieces back in the day. I was kind of a weird kid, so you know. Jen with the $5 donation. Thank you very much, Jen, for the $5 super chat. Ordered the Golden Dragon Cruiser and the Ultra Gold Dragon. Nice. I liked the Dragon Cruiser.
Father would not want you to do this, brother.
And there's the donation sound there. I liked the Dragon Cruiser. I just feel like the build is kind of unfinished in a couple of parts. The Ultra Gold Dragon I do not have, but hopefully you enjoy both of those sets. And thank you very much, Jen, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you very much. Where are the Starburst Ninja in the new trailer? That's a good question. I feel like maybe towards the end of the season, the Starburst Ninja will team up with the original Ninja, and maybe they will fight the Overlord together. I'm still thinking that would be a very strong possibility there. Thoughts on the new Cole actor? Yeah, Andrew Francis, he's doing a fantastic job. No complaints from me. He's doing a great job. I feel like he will be awesome for years to come as Cole. Should you buy Samakai? Yeah, Samakai is a pretty cool minifigure, but only if you can find him for a reasonable price. I wouldn't pay more than $40 for Samakai. That's what I paid for mine. If you can find him for a cheap price, I'd say go for it. Samakai is a really cool minifigure. Do I like Avatar: The Last Airbender? Haven't watched it. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but from what I've seen, it's pretty good. I want to continue it at some point. Ever notice that Chen is wearing a dead snake on a dead snake? Yes, he likes dead snakes. That's kind of like Chen's thing. He's kind of a sicko, you know? That's why I like him. He's kind of like Ninjago's Joker. You never know what he's going to do next. Never know how many snakes he's going to kill next. Let's see. If I met Nauticon, I would wish to gain knowledge to win cahoots every time. Not a bad wish to make. Honestly, I'd kind of be nervous if Nauticon showed up and he was like, "Hey man, I'll give you 3 wishes, but I'm going to try to trick you and make you wish it away at the very end." I'm not sure if anybody could realistically outsmart Nauticon. The dude seems pretty cunning, so I don't think anybody could outsmart him. Maybe that's an interesting question to propose to the chat. If Nauticon showed up, what would you wish for? Or would you run away? I'd run away, because if Nauticon shows up, probably not going to go over very well. Hated the Jay and Cole fight over Nia. Yeah, that's understandable. A lot of people didn't like that about Rebooted and Tournament subsequently. Favorite ship? And please answer this one like a proper answer. Yeah, I'm not going to say, oh, haha, the Destiny's Bounty, because that's a tired joke that too many people use. It's just repetitive. I'd say my favorite ship is definitely Jay and Nia. I'm a huge Jay and Nia fan. I also really enjoy Cole and Vanya. That ship is pretty cool. Controversial opinion. I also like, as I drop a Lego on the floor, I also like Lloyd and Harumi, but it's not like it's my favorite ship ever. I just think they could make it work if they really wanted to have it work. Otherwise, yeah, Jay and Nia. Oh yeah, Kai and Skylar. Pretty cool as well. Can't really go wrong with any ships, to be honest there. But Jay and Nia, probably my all-time favorite. Least favorite crystallized episode. Which one did I give the lowest score to? Was it Hound Dog McBrog? Might have been that one. I don't know. I know one of the episodes I gave a 5 out of 10 to. Can't remember which one that was. Maybe I need to go back and watch my own episode reviews. Figure it out from there. Imagine if Flame appeared in Seabound to tie in with his legacy set. That'd be awesome. That'd be pretty cool. Honestly, that set does kind of line up with the Seabound sets in terms of set number, which I thought was kind of confusing, but, you know, whatever floats Lego's boat. Obviously, it was for Legacy, not for Seabound. I think that'd be awesome, though. Seabound over March of the Oni. Which set do I think is over? Like, which season do I prefer in terms of sets? Well, March of the Oni didn't really have any sets, right? So I'm going to have to go with Seabound. Unless you count the Legacy stuff, in which case I would still probably go with Seabound. I think that's just the better quality season overall. Seabound images, sure, we can roll with Seabound here for a little bit of time. We have a few more minutes left. Let's do some Seabound pictures. Do I like the current sets of Ninjago? I do. Overall, the crystallized wave is pretty solid. Some hiccups here and there, but for the most part, not too bad. I like this new wave, all things considered. Let's see, how much time do we got? We can answer a few more. Would I rather watch 100 hours of Chima or 300 hours of Nexo Nights? Honestly, I'd rather watch 100 hours of Chima. I think out of either of those shows, I'd rather watch Chima than Nexo Nights. Or at least that's how I'm feeling right now at this current moment in time. How do I feel about the new Avatar sets? I'm not going to get them. They look kind of creepy, kind of weird. But if Avatar is your thing, Avatar, you know, the movie, not The Last Airbender, then get the sets. Otherwise, I'm not going to be grabbing them. They look pretty creepy. How many times has Zane died? Yes. There's my answer to that. And let's answer one more question before we wrap things up here today. I think we have time for one more final question before we conclude today's lovely live stream. One more question, and then we will conclude the stream for today. Going to be taking a sip of my water in the meantime. There we go. All right, one more question. What should we do? What should we do for a final question here? Let's see. Should I get all of the crystallized sets besides the Ultra Dragon or the Ninjago City Garden set? That is a good question. Honestly, I'm not sure which one I'd rather go for. I think you get more variety, obviously, with getting all of the crystallized sets. But the Ninjago City Gardens, that's like a huge celebratory set for the 10th anniversary of the entire series. So I feel like that one means more sentimentally, but the crystallized wave does offer more variety. So depending on what you like, do you prioritize variety, or do you want something that means a lot to the entire Ninjago series as a whole? If so, I'd recommend getting the City Gardens. If you prefer variety, maybe get some of the crystallized sets. Otherwise, I'm not sure which one I would pick. I have both, so I'm not sure which one I would do without, but yeah, that's just basically my quick thoughts on that. Hopefully I was able to answer your question, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's lovely live stream, and that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Let's go over our streaming schedule really quick before we wrap things up here. We stream Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time, and as always, I will provide you guys with daily updates. If there's ever a day where I cannot stream for whatever reason, I will let you guys know via my community tab as per usual. And of course, like I said, that'll just about wrap it up for the stream here today, you guys. Let's get some hugs in the chat. I'm booping and beeping. What the heck? Let's get some hugs in the chat. There we go. I'll give you guys that many hugs. Enjoy. Sorry for the boops and the beeps there. My keyboard was acting up on me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. We will be back on Monday. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be seeing you guys over the weekend, but there will be videos this weekend, so look out for those. Otherwise, I will see you guys again in another stream on Monday. Same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Stay safe out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and, you know, all that kind of jazz. Look out for each other. Stay safe, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you very much for all the hugs. Thank you all so much for being a fantastic audience, and I will catch you guys again in the next stream. Peace.